Good afternoon, everybody. So I'm going to go over lesson uh, 1.12.4, right side up. I'm not going to do 111, 5 or whatever. It's let me see which one it is. Is there a ball? That one is already out there. You guys just go to YouTube or go through your announcements or one of your sessions or your videos and stuff. You'll see it. So that's already posted that out there. This one, we're covering if conditions. Your ifs are to test a condition whether it's true or false. Booleans declare a true or false. If conditions are only, they check for that condition to see if it's true or false. Okay, so don't. I hope you're not confusing them because it's kind of doing the same thing, but it's not. So what it's doing is says if a certain condition exists, which will be true, then go ahead and run that program. Else, run a second condition, or you can just terminate your program. So in this case, the assignment is for Carol got spun around and is facing the wrong direction. Carol could be facing either south or west, and you need to get Carol back to facing east. So this is how she needs to be facing here, facing in that direction. And they have two different worlds, so now we have to make sure that our code can be applied to these both worlds. All right. So the first world's Carol's facing down, and the second world Carol's facing that way. All right. So the condition has to be one that can be met by those. So in here, the first thing you want to do is you want to create a method. All right. And your method could be one that can call for both of those conditions. All right. So here's your main method, public void run. This is your class, right side up. All right, that's your class. This is what it extends to. That's your super class, super Carol. And in here we would call a method, right? So this is pretend method. I'm just pretending, all right? And this method in here, we're gonna have to call it up. So we're gonna go private void method. And in here, we're gonna have to create those conditions. Now, if what could we say for a condition that is true? All right, and here we would say, okay, if this condition is true, then do this, right? So in here, we're looking if what? So over here on the left-hand side, right here, where it has conditions, we have if a condition is true. If a condition here, Carol is what? What is Carol doing here? Carol's facing south, right? So if, and here on the left-hand side, we have all these conditions that we could apply, which is up here. The conditions, front is clear, left is clear, right is clear, facing north, and here's one that's facing south. All right, and I keep saying that because I'm giving you guys hints. I want you to work at it a little bit. If you get stuck, you need to get a hold of me. All right, send me an email directly and I'll help you out, but try to work your way through this, okay? Especially some of you that were in the class last semester, you're going to get this, and I think you've already completed this. For the ones that just entered this semester and you're still struggling, you got to get a hold of me, all right? If you're not understanding what I'm talking about. But if this condition is true, which is what? True. Is Carol facing south? True. So what do you want Carol to do then? If she's facing south, if Carol's facing south, what is it that you want Carol to do? Well, if you want it to end facing east, all you have to do is tell it to turn one way, right? Which would be, and I'm giving you guys a big hint right here. All right. Now on the second world, it has Carol facing west. So we continue in our program, right? Because we got two worlds that it has to complete. So if what condition is being met here? So we have our conditions to our left-hand side, right over here. Okay. And what condition is Carol doing right now? That is true. All right. So we put that condition, that is true. Now we're going to say, okay, since we know what that condition is and that meets that condition, what do we want Carol to do? we're gonna have it this time. You're gonna have to go, okay, how many times does Carol have to turn? All right, 1, 2. So you may want to write that in here as far as what it is. So now when you run your program is going to go line 1. It's going to run. It's going to check here. There's nothing here, just a comment. It ignores your comments here. Your method to be declared or called this is your method that you created. And here is a condition to be met if true, then do this. All right. If it doesn't do that, then we're going to go and here's checks for this condition if first was false. So if it's false on the top, it's going to skip it, right? It's going to go down to the next one. And this now is going to check for this. Okay, I already wrote it in, so I'm going to rewrite it. And now it's going to run whatever you have in here. Runs a condition met. So if it meets that condition, it's going to run that program. If you have any problems with this, let me know and I'll get back to you. But that's pretty much what it is. That's all you have to do on that one. So let's go to I think I have you guys doing 113.4. 113.4 is going to have you just here, let me erase that. I don't want you guys to. This one it's going to want you to do something different. Let me see. So we have that there. Let's see what the assignment is, because I had already done this, and I keep forgetting to go in there and delete this stuff. Write a program that has Carol run the other side of the street. Okay, jumping over the hurdles. However, the hurdles can be random locations. The worlds. All right. So, how many worlds? Okay, there's 4 of them. And okay, so this one seems like a little more challenging. So the first thing they want us to do is create a jump hurdle method. All right, so let's just start with that. Okay, so the method, remember methods, go back to the first semester if you're in the class, think of functions. All right, but now we call them methods for Java. So for Java, we're going to create a method that when we call that method is going to run those actions. All right, and on this one, we're gonna run a program that's gonna do an action for so many times. Okay, so they're giving us a big hint right here. So for that action, you're gonna repeat that code between the count lines. So for every amount of times you gotta do something, it's gonna do it. All right, and there's a lot of hurdles that we need to jump, but we don't know how many and how far they're spaced. So we have to write our code that can fulfill each one. So the first thing we're gonna do is let's just start working on our method. And remember, methods, this is our main method. This is the the two brackets or the two curly braces that declare that that's a statement. So the next thing I'm going to do is just so that we can kind of know what's going on. Start code here. All right. So we have that there, and then I'm going to go ahead and press enter. And okay. And here we're going to write our private void method jump hurdle. And see that. So that's our private mode method. So now we need to think about what condition is consistent here in all these. So the first thing is we got to go, okay, we're gonna need to do an action for so many times, right? So let me go back into, okay, that's for 1, 2, 3, okay. All right. So I guess I could say the first thing I would write if I was going to do this right now again. Let's see. I would start with 4 and I 0. So we're going to say that the value of 0 is I. All right. Type in or type the I is an integer. Okay, we're gonna assign it a value of 0. All right, and next we're gonna go I is less than, and then we're gonna count it out. I'm gonna go 13. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and say there's 14 there, but we don't want it to crash the wall. Let's start with 13. 13 jumps or 13 spaces because there's look at this here. Yeah, they all seem to be about the same as far as the amount of dots. So I'm gonna say, I think I counted 14. I'm gonna go with 13 just to, because remember we start with 0. 0 is the first number, so we go from 0 to 13 is 14. It's not 0 to, if you go 0 to 14, then you have 15 because the 0 is an integer and it's going to count it. So we're going to go 0 to 13 because there's 14 columns here. So we're going to go 0 is 1 and you're going to count this way. So we're going to go 13. I know it's confusing, that's just the way the computers are. That's how bits and bytes are written in the computer. When it compiles a program for you, that's what it's going to do. All right. So now that we get that set up, now we're going to set up an if condition. The one thing is, so that I can end this program, I can't go too long. Think of this: if a condition is true, then go ahead and do that. So everything has the same thing. If there's something here, then do that. And I'm going to leave you that big hint right there. If something is there, so I'm going to go to my conditions. I think one was if the front is blocked or cleared. So if this is blocked, then do what it is that we created, which was what? The method jump hurdle. You'll have to decide how many times you want to do certain things. Your method jump hurdle has to have the commands you want in here. So I'll probably start with maybe turn left will be, I'll give you that one and I'll end the video with that. Okay guys, if you need my help, let me know because I don't have a lot of time on these videos. Only give me like 13-14 minutes. Talk to you later. Get a hold of me through email if you need any more help with this. All right? Okay, bye.